There's increasing consensus that a strong economy that preserves the natural environment is a crucial pillar of any sustainable society. What's less clear is how to get there. What industrial policies work, in what circumstances, how what one country does affects another, and how international cooperation might help to take us all in the right direction. IISD is convening global policy experts to tackle just these questions. Here's what they said.
Green industrial policy is key because it brings together climate action and structural economic transformation, and we need to make both work together.
Green industrial policy encompasses two aspects, the green aspect and the industrial policy aspects. Why it is important and why we need to care about it, because the industrial policy has been implemented for many years, but without putting the green aspect on that.
One sector that have contributed a lot to climate change is the energy sector. For decades or even centuries, we have used fossil fuel to boost our economies, to answer all the energetic needs we have. Now, in the recent years, we have tried to go for more renewable, for cleaner energy, but also moving to this type of energy like solar, like wind, have a huge cost, okay? Because it's a new sector that have to compete with all sectors. And so what we have seen in a number of countries is large public investment to help to do this transition.
Now that this issue has come on the top of minds of so many policymakers, or diplomats come back to it again, and they're trying to solve a very important issue on what industrial policies of the country and neighbors or countries across the globe.
A lot in good policy design is knowing when to intervene and where. There is a tendency in much industrial policy to say, oh, we have to throw subsidies at the problem, or we have to regulate businesses, without actually asking what's the real reason why business is unable or has been unwilling to deliver the types of outcomes the governments want. So we need a proper diagnosis of why the private sector is underperforming in the eyes of government. And then we also need to have a thorough understanding about how to move private sector behavior in the right direction.
The big question is how much do governments intervene? Because sometimes the marriage between government and industry is not always successful.
I really want to emphasize the fact that the finance is the major challenge. So the LDCs don't have the fiscal space and the luxury to implement industrial policy because it requires a lot of resources.
We have to solve the problem at home, because if you look, take even countries developed like Spain or the US or Brussels, the environmental minister and the trade ministry do not necessarily interact.